Oh yeah. We is about, and my niece gonna let me know if this is just too loud for her. Is that too loud for you?
No, it's fine.
Oh, you sound so good. Ooh, if I wasn't married and we wasn't family, girl, you just don't know. Hey y'all, let y'all know what's really going on here. Okay. It's 4:55 p.m. Monday, October 7th. It's sunny, a little bit of clouds, and it's also 81 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna give y'all a rundown of today, tomorrow. I'll give it to you all the way to Friday or Saturday. The weather in Long Beach, California. Yeah. Oh. All right, today is gonna be a high of 77. I told you it was 71. It's gonna be a low of 61. Okay, it's gonna be 80 and it's gonna be 60. It's gonna be 79. It's gonna be 59. That's Wednesday, y'all, of the 79 to 59. Thursday, that's what we got. 76. We got 60 degrees of a low. You know, we got partly cloudy. Participation is 0%. Humidity is 63%. And winds is traveling at 8 miles an hour. The air quality is yellow. That's moderate. That's the next thing up under the green light, which is good. So now I'm getting ready to go right here to Facebook so you guys can tune in and tap in with me. Y'all can tune in and tap in with me and my niece, Jessica Roan Livingston, on Facebook, on YouTube. On YouTube, on Twitch. On Twitch, you have to go to the Gift of Gab with Uncle Floyd. That's what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. You got to go to the Gift of Gab with Uncle Floyd. That's on Twitch. On our Facebook, you just go to Floyd Livingston. On YouTube, you just have to go to Floyd Livingston 8082. Yes, indeed. Hey, Robert Jr. Livingston down there in Memphis, Tennessee, and Shelby County. Lovely wife Rita. Oh yeah. What's your mama name?
Benita.
And Miss Benita. Miss Benita Roan. Yeah, that's my niece Jessica Roan, mama right there. Uh-huh. Yes, indeed. And here we go. I'm gonna let my niece say something to you. Tell her about all those degrees you just got.
I'm sure that there are more people watching that have more degrees than I have. But anyways, hello, California.
Tell them your degrees and what they major in.
Well, I'll tell you, the first one that I have is just a general studies degree. It's an associate degree. And then I have a bachelor's degree. I studied social work for undergrad. And I just recently graduated from Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio. And I studied positive organization development and change.
Give it up. Come on, y'all. Give it a hand claps up and holler and scream for my niece, Jessica Roan Livingston. Hey, my niece, Jessica. Now, when did you fly into L.A.?
I flew into LA yesterday, actually.
What time did you arrive?
I arrived somewhere in like the 10 o'clock hour.
Now, did you come in from Louisiana, New Orleans? Did you come in from Shelby County, Tennessee and Memphis? Or did you come in from Cleveland?
No, I flew in from Tennessee.
You know, you just like broken glass. You're all over the place.
I'll agree with you on that.
Oh, that's my baby right there, y'all. That's my baby. Now, you said you when you leaving out to go up to Frisco?
In the morning, actually.
You leaving to go to San Francisco? Is that right? Now you better take a sweater because I'm gonna tell you it's kind of cool up there.
Is it?
In the daytime, even in the evening, you know. But you might meet you a little grizzly bear up there.
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
I doubt
They got grizzly bears up there just like they do in LA. Let me tell you something, y'all. She got more degrees than a damn thermometer. She got more degrees than the circumference of this earth, this planet. Hey, this goes out to all the Livingstons. This go out to all the Bivens. This go out to all of my nieces, friends, and family back down there in Memphis, back down there in Cleveland, down there in New Orleans. They say Orleans. We say New Orleans. They say Nolans down there. And Louisiana and everywhere else that she don't travel through the Garden of Eden. Yes, and you know, she took her time to get these degrees because guess what? She knew she'll be able to see the trees as long as she kept her mind on the forest. Oh yeah, that's my niece right there. I'm loving this here. Roland Jr. Livingston, I've been trying to call you and you won't answer your phone, so I know you and your wife must be playing Candy Crush. Candy Crush. Boy, I tell you, you young folks is something else. Come on, talk. I love hearing your voice.
I don't know what to say. I told you I'm a little bit shy.
No, that's all right.
It's my first time being on a live podcast. So.
Ooh, she said a live podcast.
A live podcast. I've pre-recorded before, but I've never been on a live podcast. So, hi, family. Anybody that's tuning in. Super, super excited to say hello to those of you that I've never met before.
I woke up this morning here on the LBC, and that means Long Beach, California. And I was in there. My wife had I walked her out, get in the car so she can go and do her kickboxing this morning with her trainer, people young as her, right? And then she do her hour or so walk at the park when she leave there. And so I'm in the bathroom, right? I'm shaving, just got finished shaving my head, so I'm brushing my teeth. Well, I just finished brushing my teeth, and I heard something on my phone. A notification said, bling, bang. So I said, let me check and see who that is. And guess what? It was my niece. And so I clicked on, right? And I heard her say, I bet you don't know where I'm at. And I'm thinking she's talking to everyone in her contact list, everyone that blessed to have her in their path. And she seen my face. She said, oh, Uncle Floyd, I'm here in Los Angeles. And then she said, well, let me see how work go, and then I might be able to get over there to give you an auntie and see my cousins and them a big hug. And look at here. There she is, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we are.
There she is. I think she's about 22.
I'll take that. Almost 22 twice.
Ain't that something? Well, I tell you, that's my lovely niece. And how's your mama doing?
My mom as well. She's doing really, really well. She's still gardening, still getting around.
How many acres is that there? Your granddad left you guys?
Close to 40.
Oh boy. And I mean, when I was down there, I seen where they planted garlic and okra and beets, and it was so much. I mean, I couldn't even see. I mean, and I have good vision. I mean, 40, 50 acres, that is a lot. You hear me? That's a whole bunch. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, ain't that something? Let me get to her daddy real quick. Go ahead and talk real quick.
Well, I don't even know what to say. So let's do this. You talked about Auntie Olga and what she does in the morning. I'm curious to know, Uncle Floyd, what your morning routine is.
My morning is I wake up maybe around 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Oh, that's pretty early.
And I wake up 3:30, 4 o'clock, right, to go to the bathroom. Because I go to sleep around 8:30, maybe 9:30 in the evening, and I can't go back to sleep. So I may put on Columbo for an hour or 45 minutes. And then after I get bored with Columbo, I'll just say my daily bread. I talk to all the gods up in the heavens, right? And our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit, right? Tell them to bless my family so near, yet so far away. As far as the north is from the south and the east is from the west, and all inbound and outbound, right? And I just lay there and ponder. And then next thing you know, around 6:15, 6:30, something tell me to turn the TV on. I go to YouTube TV, and I don't watch CBS Morning News. And then around a little bit before 7, I'll get my lazy behind up out the bed. And I'll come in here, and then I'll warm me up some tea, homemade tea, because I'll dice me an onion up, and I first I'll put some water in the pot and let it get to a boil, and I'll turn it down a little bit. I'll dice me an onion up, and not dice it, but cut it in half and put it in there, put the rings in there, and then I'll dice up me maybe a thumb, from the tip of your thumb to your knuckle of your thumb, fresh ginger root. I'll dice me some of that up in some nice chunks and throw that in there, and I get me about 6 or 7 pieces of garlic cloves. I'll peel it, right? I'll dice it up in some nice chunks, and I'll throw that in there, and I'll just let it simmer Turn it down low and let it simmer till the onions is transparent. Like when you're looking through a glass window, then you know that it's ready. So I'll turn the fire off, take it on the counter, lay that pot on that granite counter. I get me a fork, I take out all the onions, and I squeeze me a small lemon. I cut it in half and take all the juice and squeeze it in there, right? Stir it up, and I'll pour it in a cup and get me about 6 pieces of garlic, 6 pieces of the ginger root, and I'll put me maybe about 3 tablespoons of honey in there, and I'll stir it up real slow, right, until it turns like a amber color, right? And I'll sip on it, see if it's sweet enough for me, right? And then I'll sip on that there, right? Because that there is a natural antibiotic. It'll take away your mucus. Even if you don't have it, it'll clear your lungs, your sinuses, your bronchial, right? It's also good for your digestive system, right? It's also good for cholesterol, lower cholesterol, cleaning your blood. And then also, I every Thursday or Friday, I'll peel me a beet or two, fresh beetroot, and then I'll dice that up, put it on the side, and then I'll get me a big container of strawberries, and I'll put it in a bowl with some cold water, and I'll pour baking soda in there to kill the bugs, right? Leave it in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I'll pour everything through a strainer, run more cold water on there to rinse everything off, and I'll cut the green stems off, and I'll dice them in half, and I put that in there in the bowl with the beets. And then I dump everything in the blender with a cup and a half of water. I blend it up real good, right? And that's good for getting rid of inflammation, right? And then what I also do on an empty stomach, right? With that I boil some more hot water. And then before it comes to a boil, when you just see the little tiny bubbles in there, I turn it off because I don't want it too hot. And I'll pour that inside me a coffee cup. And then I get me, them little tiny spoons that you feed your babies, the toddlers when they eat and they ready to eat Gerber's baby food. Yeah. I just stick one of those spoons in my big jar of turmeric, and I'll pour it in there, right? And I'll stir it up, and then I'll pour me a little bit of lemon juice in there, right? And I'll give me about maybe a little less than, or maybe a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And I'll stir that up, and I'll take my time and sip on that there. And when I get down towards a half an inch or just an inch worth of liquid, I'll either use a spoon or I'll shake it around, because all the residue of the turmeric and black pepper and the lemon juice will be down at the bottom of the cup, right? And then I'll take my time and drink that there. And you talking about a pain reliever for inflammation. When you got like arthritis or inflammation, I don't care where it's at in your body. You hear me? And then if you do that for about a week, or you condition yourself to do that every day, like when you first wake up in the morning, or right before you get ready to go to bed, right? You can be in so much pain to take that pain away, right? But if you do it for about a week, and then you go 3 days without of it, right? You'll notice that pain and inflammation coming back. So you don't have to go another week, but you can just drink you another cup that following morning, right? Or throughout the day. And you talking about feeling good. And then guess what? You don't have to worry about kidney and liver disease. Because when they say you take this and you take that, right? You got kidney, you got liver disease, and that right there. The only side effect about everything that I was telling you about these 3 different elixirs, right, is you will be exercising your bladder. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Doing number 1, doing number 2. And I learned this from my baby brother, Anthony Lamont Livingston. He told me about a year or so ago, right? Because you get to a certain age when you still men stand up to do number 1, right? Our stream is not as straight as it's like splinters. When you're playing with wood, you get splinters in your finger, right? And our urine to go this way, there, right? Ladies and gentlemen, and I hope y'all find laughter out there. I do like women. I sit down and urinate. I learned that from my baby brother. And you know what though? Sitting down urinating, right, I do not have to worry about cleaning the rim of the toilet from all my number 1 waste, my liquid waste, right? And it's so much. I feel just good being a man, being able to sit down, right? And even though that's how women sit down and urinate, right? I understand why God allowed them to sit down and urinate because they don't have to worry about cleaning. And I don't understand where women get that from. Always leave the toilet seat up. Is that because you just don't want nobody? You want the men in the family or in your household to know whenever they do number two, if anything splattered, to clean it up themselves, right? I don't get that because men, we leave our toilet seat down, but women, it's like that's a voodoo curse to leave your toilet seat down. Y'all always tell us, leave your toilet seat up, and then we pass that on to our sons and even our daughters, leave it up. And even though we tell our daughters to leave it up, it really ain't for them, it's for the boys to be trained to clean up after themselves.
What that is.
So that's my daily routine right there, my niece.
You just told me so much.
And it was my niece, Jessica Rowan Livingston. It was her grandmother. They gave me the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding because I think she in her 90s or late 80s when I met her.
She was in her late 80s when you met her.
And I told her, I said, and I was down there visiting my older brother and my baby brother because they both had their own apartment down there, right? And I went over there and I told her, I said, I got a problem. She said, what? I said, I got a cigarette problem, tobacco problem. I just can't quit. And she had this walking stick and it had knots on it, right? And I remember she used to tell me, I said, ooh, you got something you keep to my, she said, all I gotta do is I keep hitting them in the side of the neck with these knots. And she said, this will keep them away from me. But she told me, and I pass this on every now and then and again, ladies and gentlemen, for those who want to give up cigarettes, right? She tells something to me and it fornicated my mind. Yes, it FUCKUP my mind right up. She said, are you going to let tobacco and a piece of paper control you? And man, that fornicated me. It stuck with me. And I came home and I was smoking cigarettes for maybe less than a month, right? And I just kept remembering what she said. I lay down in the bed trying to sleep and I can constantly remember and hear her voice, see her face, right? And then I said, no, I'm not going to let. And I was talking to her, even though we wasn't on the phone. I was talking to her, subliminal, and like we got ESP. And I said, I'm not going to allow no piece of paper and tobacco control me. And look at me.
How many years later?
Wow. What year was that I was down there? The early 2000s? Maybe about 2006, maybe 2007.
So it's been about a decade at least.
No, you know what? Was it? It had to be before 2006. But I tell you, I don't drink. I don't smoke crack no more. I haven't had a drink in, 20-something years, maybe a little more than that there. And then all of a sudden...
That deserves a celebration. Why are they not clapping?
And and then all of a sudden, after about a year or so, right, I got bored and went back to smoking cigarettes. And then I heard her voice constantly telling me, you're going to let this control you, right? And then I kept doing what she said, right? And I haven't smoked a cigarette, haven't picked up a cigarette. I picked up cigarette butts when my youngest son be in the backyard. Instead of him throwing them in the trash, he throw them there on the ground. I got to pick them up. Like, that's what my daily routine is. So tell me your daily routine.
You know what? I don't have a routine. I don't have a routine because my days are so different. I travel so much. I don't know what time zone I will be in. I don't always know what state I will be in or what I'll be doing. So my days are all pretty different.
You what you call a jet setter, huh? You know the definition of a jet setter?
I want to know what your definition of a jet setter is.
It says the definition of a jet setter is someone who can afford to fly whenever they want to, whether it's what. Shelby County to Mississippi. Do you remember we went for that ride? You and your sister. You said before we left the house, you said, Uncle Floyd, come on, won't you go with us? I said, where you going? You can go to Mississippi. I said, I don't want to take no long ride. She said, come on. We didn't go 3 blocks. And you said, Uncle Floyd, get out the car and go across that yellow line right there in the middle of the road. So I go across there. She said, now you in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And you know what? All my life, I've been eating liverwurst, right? And when growing up, my mama would buy the liverwurst from Oscar Mayer Wiener, right? And it's got the little white piece of film on the outside of it, right? And being a city boy, all we know is liverwurst. I get down there, Memphis, Tennessee. My niece and her and her sister is shopping, and they cooked a feast for me. You hear me? They had spaghetti. We got back to the house, they were cooking spaghetti and catfish, and we had liverwurst, right? And she said, "You know what that is?" And this when we was in the store, I said, "It's liverwurst." She said, "Oh," she said, "That's liverwurst right there." She said, "That's goose liver." And I love me some goose liver. You hear what I'm saying? Ooh, me and my niece, I'll tell you, I love her. And guess what? I don't get family out here that often. Hey, back home in Buffalo, New York, Jenny on the Block. I hope you're listening. And when you do listen, this is for you. Yes, it is, Jennifer. Now we're going to go right here. I'm going to let you change my voice.
And there we go right there.
And we're going to do that right there. Do that, the megaphone right there. We're going to sound like Zap. You want to hear a little bit of Zap? That's Zap right there from the group Zap. And this one really sounds like Zap. That's what we're going to do from the group Zap. And this, when people try to talk over me, I'll censor them. You hear me? Can't hear nothing to come out their mouth when they try to talk over me. Well, oh.
That's what that sound like. The gods. I said the gods up in heaven with all that bass and baritone in their voice.
Yes, indeed. Now we're going to get right on back here to this beat right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. This is The Gift of Gab with Uncle Floyd and his niece. All his many nieces. I have my niece Jessica, and she born and raised in Shelby County, Memphis, Tennessee. Give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, give it up. Ooh, thank you for joining in with me. Thank you. I hope your mama and your daddy and your sister and your brother and all the family back down that way, all around this great United States of America, this republic. All right, we get ready to sign off, ladies and gentlemen. Say, speak in the mic and let them hear your beautiful, sexy voice and your smile. Come on.
Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in and listening, mostly to Uncle Floyd, because I didn't really have that much to say. But if friends and family come into contact with this and we haven't met yet, just a hello from the South and take good care. Hope everybody's good out there.
I took her outside, ladies and gentlemen, before we got started. And I showed her where I always wanted to be a country boy. And I showed her all that firewood that I don't split and all the firewood I got to split. I got to split it before the 17th because it's going to start getting a real cold in the evening and early morning hours. So I could throw it in the fireplace. And I told her I always wanted to be a country boy. And one of my cousins, our cousins, my first cousin, it'd be her second cousin, Margaret Livingston. She used to always tell me before she went on to where she at, she said, Buffalo ain't nothing but a little country city. Getting ready to sign off, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, give it up for my niece. Can you say something one more time? Get close to the mic and let's make it hear that sexy voice.
Bye, everybody. Have a great evening.
All right. That's my niece, Jessica Roan Livingston. Where did this come from? Oh, man. I wish I would have known. Y'all didn't get a chance. So we got to go a little bit further so y'all can see my niece. Was that thing blocking the picture for a while?
I don't think so. I think you can still see it behind it.
Okay, go ahead and you say something else before we sign off.
Okay, y'all. For the 5th time tonight. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Y'all take good care.
And that is The Gift of Gab with Uncle Floyd. And yeah, you see me now. I am y'all Uncle Floyd. Okay, we're going to sign off. I thought it was more than this here, but it's only going on 25 minutes. I thought we were going close to 45 minutes to an hour, but there we go. Signing off. This is the Gift of Gab with Uncle Floyd. And don't forget, you can check me out on Facebook. Yes, you can. You can check me out on Twitch. You got to go to the Gift of Gab with Uncle Floyd on Twitch in order to see me see me live or rebroadcast of this here. And then you can go on YouTube. You go right there on YouTube. You put in Floyd Livingston and you put in 8202 Floyd Livingston 8202, and there we go.